There comes a moment in every human life when the noise stops working. The distractions lose their sweetness. The stories lose their power. The comforts no longer comfort. And the old answers feel hollow. That moment is not failure. That moment is awakening. We are taught to believe awakening is gentle, soft light, easy clarity, but real awakening often arrives as discomfort, as a disturbance in the soul, as a question that refuses to let you sleep. And today, that question is knocking on millions of hearts, not because the world is ending, but because illusions are truly ending. Let them. You were not born to sleepwalk through systems. You were not created to outsource your thinking, your worth, your intuition, or your responsibility. You were designed with discernment, with breath, with a nervous system that speaks truth before the mind ever catches up. And yet most suffering does not come from what is done to us. It comes from what we quietly agree to. This is not accusation. This is invitation, because the most dangerous form of control is the one we participate in unconsciously. So now ask yourself, not with judgment, but with courage, where have I been compliant out of comfort? Challenge your true self to ask, where have I repeated beliefs I never questioned? Or maybe even start with, how have I confused familiarity with truth? Truth is not loud. It does not chase you. It waits. It waits until you slow down enough to feel your body, until you notice the tightness in your chest, the clenching in your jaw, the shallow breath that has become normal. Your body is not malfunctioning. It is responding to misalignment. You cannot think your way out of a life you felt your way into. That is why mindset alone is not enough. And movement alone is not enough. Truth requires embodiment. A regulated nervous system is not a luxury. It is a gateway to clarity. When the body feels safe, the mind stops lying to survive, and suddenly you can see. You can see how many of your choices were fear-based, how many were inherited, how many were reactions dressed up as personality. Awakening is not about becoming someone new. It is about remembering who you were before conditioning taught you to forget, before you were told what success should look like, before you were taught to betray your intuition for approval, before you learned to override your own knowing. There is a quiet intelligence within you, older than culture, older than institutions, older than fear. Some call it conscience. Some call it intuition. Some call it God within. It does not shout. It aligns. And alignment always brings responsibility, because once you see, you cannot unsee. Once you realize that mindset shapes biology, that fear contracts possibility, that movement frees stored emotion, you are no longer innocent to your own patterns, but you are empowered. Freedom does not begin with rebellion. It begins with self-honesty, and you wouldn't be here if you weren't ready. Raise your hand to let God download truth. I'm simply a spirit who is here if you need help.